my friends, and today we're going to talk about intermittent fasting. And we have here our guest, Dr. Derrick DeSilva, and it's a very big pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here.
I am very often asked about my diet, what I am eating a day, what is my nutrition. And for the last 2 years, I am practicing 16 hours intermittent fasting. And I found it out is really great for me because I feel that I don't gain any weight. I feel that I have a lot of energy. I feel very light all the time. And I think it's even my skin looks better. So, but today I would like to talk about intermittent fasting from the medical side. And
Okay.
we have here, Doctor, please, can you introduce us to our audience?
Sure. My name is Dr. DeSilva. I am an internist. I'm in the United States. My office is in New Jersey. I also have an office in Florida. So I am all over the country. I've been practicing internal medicine for the past 34 years, but my real specialty is in the world of anti-aging medicine. So I talk to people about staying young, to make sure that you're healthy and you're vibrant and you're able to do what you want to do. But Yolanda, this whole idea of intermittent fasting is so wonderful. I personally have been doing intermittent fasting for the past 5 years, and I absolutely love it. There are so many benefits from intermittent fasting, but I think before we get into the benefits, I think I need to explain to your audience what it really is.
Yes.
So, intermittent fasting is exactly what it sounds like. You stop eating intermittently. There are various ways to do it. What I would strongly suggest is when you start intermittent fasting, don't start with a 16-hour fast. You want to build up to a 16-hour fast. So you fast for 16 hours and you eat for 8 hours. Now, it is very difficult to do that in the beginning, and I don't recommend people do that in the beginning. What I would suggest people do is, and especially women, is to do 12 hours. So pick 12 hours, maybe 7 at night till 7 in the morning, or 8 at night till 8 in the morning, something like that fits your lifestyle, because it has to fit your lifestyle. If you feel that you have to eat something at night, okay, that's up to you. So you start at 9 o'clock at night and you go till 9 o'clock in the morning. And then build it up slowly. That is really the way to start and to do it.
Okay, I have another question. Is this intermittent fasting fits to everyone or not to everyone?
Well, everybody's different. There are some people who say, I have to eat breakfast. So if you're one of those people who says, I have to eat breakfast, okay, eat breakfast if that's what you want to do. So maybe you start your fast at, let's say, 6 o'clock in the evening or 5 o'clock in the evening, and you can eat when you wake up. So you have to gauge this for your lifestyle and you as an individual.
Okay, that's great. And but I mean, if anybody can do this intermittent fasting, if they have some illness or issues, is that fit to anyone or not?
No, there are certain conditions. There are certain people who should not do intermittent fasting. Number one, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you should not do intermittent fasting. If you have any, for example, something like cancer, you should not do intermittent fasting. Now, that being said, there are certain people who say that it is very good, and that is a situation that you need to check with your doctor. So this is all this that we're saying is it's very important that you check with your doctor. Also, people who have eating disorders. If you have an eating disorder, you have anorexia or you have bulimia, don't do intermittent fasting because it then becomes an excuse to eat or not eat or to overeat. So there are certain conditions that you really should not do this. And otherwise, the whole thing is checking with your doctor, and there's so many benefits, and maybe we could talk about some of the benefits.
And of course, the common question what I get, how to lose the weight. And I think for me, this is one of the best way, which I could experience for the last 2 years in my 50s, that with the years we are gaining the weight easier and losing more hard. So is that help to lose the weight for anybody or not?
Well, first of all, you don't look 50. You look like you're 40. That's number one. So let's establish that, because you look absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
For weight loss, let me just talk a little bit about some of the benefits, and then we'll get into the weight loss. So what are some of the benefits of intermittent fasting? Number one, and this is related to weight loss, is intermittent fasting reduces your insulin levels. If you have elevated insulin levels, you will never lose weight, because insulin is what is called a lipogenic substance, meaning insulin, if you have high levels of insulin, you will continue to gain weight. So what intermittent fasting does is that it decreases insulin. That's number one. Number two, intermittent fasting raises growth hormone levels. So if you increase your growth hormone levels, what you're going to do is you're going to increase your metabolism. By increasing your metabolism, what are you going to do? You're going to lose weight. Intermittent fasting also, and the way it works and the mechanism of how it works is this. When you wake up in the morning, your body says, I'm hungry, you need to feed me, which means your ghrelin levels, this is a hormone in our body, ghrelin, levels are elevated and leptin levels are low. As soon as you eat, the ghrelin levels go down and leptin levels go up. And when you get to a high level of leptin, your body says, okay, stop eating. So that's that balance. But when you wake up in the morning, your body will look for sugar or a carbohydrate for energy. If the sugar or carbohydrate is not there, your body will then go to the fat stores in your body, and it will use the fat for energy. And this is another way that you start to lose weight, because you start to lose your belly fat.
Exactly.
You also will start to lose visceral fat. Visceral fat is the fat that is around the organs, especially the liver. And that is a very, very, very dangerous situation. So there's one other thing that is important, and that is that when you fast, your body goes through something called autophagy. Autophagy is cellular cleaning or cellular cleansing. Your body starts to cleanse and detoxify and get rid of all the junk from the cells. So these are just some of the benefits of intermittent fasting, but weight loss is a big piece of it, because your body goes into the fat stores and uses that for energy versus sugar that you eat or carbohydrates that you eat for breakfast.
Thank you. Very, very interesting. And let's talk about another thing, because people think when they make 16 hours fasting, they can eat anything in these 8 hours. Doesn't matter, because I will fast for 16 hours and everything goes away. So what you recommend, what you would recommend to eat? Me personally, my diet is high in proteins and very less in carbs, but I still feeling very good and energy. But let's talk about this, what the people should eat in these 8 hours and how much they must to eat.
That's a great question. That's a really, really good question. The diet that needs to be followed during those 8 hours is a good, healthy diet. You cannot go and eat ice cream every day for lunch, and you cannot go and have a cake for dinner. It's not going to work. The carbohydrates, the complex carbohydrates are what you want. So beans, peas, brown rice, and then protein, as you said, chicken and fish. Those are that's what I eat. That's typically what I will eat. So at noon, I will have some chicken, some brown rice, a little bit of brown rice, and a vegetable. And then at around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I will have some fish or chicken, and again, maybe a sweet potato and a salad, something like that. And then I usually will eat another meal that is not as heavy, that will be a little bit simpler. So like a chickpea salad with some onions and garlic and spices, because that is a complex carbohydrate that's going to maintain you for the rest of the evening. And if you want to put a little bit of protein in that, that's great, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Okay, that's very interesting. And I hope it was very helpful for our audience. And I just want you to tell us like the final words to the ladies, because my audience are ladies over 50 mostly. What you would recommend in this age for the ladies?
Well, I think for women, you need to, going through menopause, going through all of this change of life is very, very difficult. There's no question about it. For women, definitely start with 12 hours. Do not start with 16 hours. And again, it is very important that you check with your doctor and your doctor says, okay. Don't do a long fast. Do a 12-hour fast. Be patient. Make sure you hydrate. Don't drink too much coffee. Don't drink too much tea. Do not drink any sugar beverages. So be very careful with the sugars. Be patient. Make sure you hydrate. Make sure you exercise. Watch your beautiful, beautiful videos that you do. Follow that exercise program. Make sure you stay active. Make sure your brain works, because fasting will also make your brain works. There are certain chemicals that go up in the brain that will keep your brain also working well, very well. This is a wonderful thing to do. Do it, and you will see the success.
Thank you so much. It was so big pleasure to have you here today, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you very much.